All right, guys. So I took two trades today, one winner, one loser, and I'll show you exactly what happened there. But first, context as always, right? So as you see, overnight, ES was making this very tight uptrend, whereas NQ was completely flat, and it was under the 3 hour supply zone. So my initial plan was I wanted to see ES um, get under yesterday's high, form new supply to play for shorts, right? That's what I wanted to see because it was a stronger index. I needed this to reject resistance, being the stronger index, right? So as you see, it's bearish if the strong index holds resistance. Okay, so that plan didn't work out. So when we bounced in the morning, right, we had news at 10. By the way, I was watching this level for shorts, 56.26, and this 10 o'clock candle just bounced off of it, and it also held a demand zone here that got created in the morning. So I did a short supply and demand lesson yesterday. Suggest watching that video. So as you see, we had the basing candle and the rally candle. So that was the demand zone, 56.12.75, and 10 o'clock news just pretty much bounced off resistance and demand at the same time, then just chopped around for majority of the day. Now, there wasn't much going on. Like, this was mostly chop. So at the same time that we bounce off of demand here, and Q sort of did the same thing. Same idea, 15-minute demand right here. Okay. And it held that as well. We had this 3 hour supply, like I said, and it looked like we were accumulating for a sell off, but that never came. Now, I did take a stab short over here, and I don't. Now looking at it, it wasn't the greatest confluence, but I'll show you exactly what I was thinking. So as you can see, ES was making lower lows, lower highs all day, uptrending. Now with I was talking about VX yesterday as well. Um, it happened right around this time here. Okay, 11:40. I believe it was 12 o'clock when I got my shorts here. Yeah, around 11:50. So if you pay attention here, 11:50, ES made a new high, right? And VX didn't. It didn't make a new low. Okay, VX held its previous low. So that showed me that it had strength, whereas ES didn't. Remember, I told you these are inversed. So that was my idea for this short, paired with I had no level, so it wasn't great, but just reading the order flow, I saw a lot of negative delta. Okay, so that means a lot more market sell orders. Okay, in this entire area. So when I saw all of this volume, I decided to take a stab at it, and then I got stopped out, and then it dumped. Right, just like yesterday, that frustrated me, and I was gonna call it a day, but I decided to stay on, and now we came to this area here. Okay, and it was very choppy. If you were watching the market today, you know that this was just it was very tough to even try to read any of this. But when I started to pay attention was the hold here, the hold here. So I'll tell you what my confluences were. Just like we were talking about relative strength and weakness, I also mentioned this 16 EMA on the 15 minute, right? So now that we went over this supply zone, I'm going to delete it so I can clear this up for you. ES was, let's go here. Sorry, NQ was the weaker index. Okay, at this point where I took these longs, it was a weaker index. For something to be bullish, I'm looking for the weak index to hold support. So I want you to screenshot this, write it down and start incorporating this in your trades. So again, NQ is the weaker index, and support that it was holding was one. We had this EMA, and again, look at this demand zone. See the 15-minute basing, then rally. It was holding demand, okay, and ES had his demand zone a little bit lower, which we ended up holding later. We didn't quite get to that demand zone, but we were holding that EMA as well. Now all that's good and nice, but I'll show you what I saw in the order flow. So all of this selling pressure coming down, right? Every single candle here, just about every single candle here, had negative delta, meaning we're having aggressive sell orders as we came down. This candle is what spiked my interest right here. We had a lot of sell orders down here. So you have to think about it. If all of this selling is happening and the price can't really go lower, that's showing you that a buyer is absorbing them, right? So we had this pop up. I got in kind of early. I should have waited for confirmation down here, meaning we pull back into this volume. But I got in off that pop and I had a stop under the lows. So I got in here, and my target initially, I'll show you where I got out. I got here less than 10 points, but it's fine. Today was a very choppy day. So my target was this supply that was created here. See the basing candle and then dump. So this was my initial target here, but I did hold it for a little bit longer because it seemed strong enough. When I got out though, I got out here, I saw a lot of volume step in. That's when I got out because NQ was getting to that. We had a supply zone here, and as you can see, we did reject that. So yeah, that's really the gist of it today. And you see, like another demand zone was created here, and now NQ is holding that. So overall, today was pretty choppy, pretty slow, and going forward, let's go to a bigger time frame. Before we go over that, I wanted to go over VX again. So another thing was another confluence for that long trade actually is the fact that we were making lower lows and lower highs again, like we did yesterday. Okay, that's that when VX is making lower lows, lower highs, it sort of indicates that any dips on ES will be bought up, right? So there's another demand zone created here. I missed that on the 1 hour. But anyways, I want you guys to practice the supply and demand zone. Practice it out the way I showed you guys how I do it with this chart. Okay. And just see for yourself how it works and throw in other confluences. Maybe you trade differently. Maybe you use a different type of system. Pair it together and see how it works, and then share your ideas. We're all here to learn. We're all here to get better. Okay, anyways, so now ES is in the middle of this range that we had previously, right? Showing that it has enough strength to make new highs possibly. So this is my next area that I will be looking for shorts, unless this area here, as you can see, we made a supply, zone right here. Let's make that red. Okay, and we did currently hold that too, but it's kind of bouncing around in between two zones. So we got to see how we open up on Monday to really get some more context. So if you have been watching my videos as well, I want you to see the differences that in how I trade when we have a ranging environment and when we have a trending environment. Okay, so in a ranging environment, I'm looking for like breakout fails. Trending environment, I'm more looking at my EMAs. I'm looking at the VIX, what the VIX is doing. So you have to. build a system, obviously, and that's how you do it. A lot of people don't know how to trade a range. A lot of people don't know how to trade a trend. So try to have a system for both, and just zoom out on your time frames and see what's going on. So we got out of this tight range here that we were ranging, and now we're trending pretty nicely. And also, literally on this was Friday. This candle close on this last weekend. I said why I thought that this was bullish. I don't know if you saw that video, but I can go over it really quickly before I end this. So one, we dumped on this, and we had a lot of volume. Okay, I like to gauge the market strength and weakness through this 20-day moving average. Okay, when we get far away from it, I kind of expect choppy movement. Right, either we chop or we pull back to it. So we dumped a lot of volume. We were far away from the EMA. We had 50-minute 50 EMA. Oh, excuse me, 50 fib, 50% fib retracement. We hit that there, and it was an SR flip. So resistance turned support, and literally every day after that was green. So I want to also get into some swing trading, because sometimes these higher time frames can offer some really good plays. So there's a lot of confluences that goes into intraday trades too. If you're looking bullish on a higher time frame, and in this case in ES, how we had really no resistance above us once we cleared this area, that was another reason for these longs. I didn't feel like it had enough to keep going to this zone, because NQ was at its supply, right? And then again, with relative strength and weakness, well, they were both about the same here, right? Neither of them were stronger or weaker, kind of even. So this doesn't even apply to that. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep a long when I know that there's big resistance ahead on either indice. So that's why I didn't really hold it on any of these pullbacks, and I'm glad I didn't either. Well, I'm gonna end it there. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you're learning anything, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.